Hi there. Today about spiritual experience as part of spiritual path, spiritual life, or striving for spiritual awakening, as some people do. For the lack of a better word, spiritual experience. What is it? It is not a human experience. It is not something that you experience from a human body. It is not something that you experience as a human being. Because real spirituality is way beyond human. What is way beyond human. It has nothing to do with so-called form of human beings or any other form at all. So even if you experience angels or gods or devils or creatures from hell, ghosts, you're still experiencing all this as a human being because it still has a form and it still has a mental concept. This is conditioned by being human. All these forms are conditioned by being human. What is real spirituality, what is a real spiritual experience is just beyond human. Absolutely way beyond human. We're just too ignorant as human beings and way too vain as human beings to actually acknowledge the simple fact that what is it's got nothing to do with human beings. Absolutely not. It is the source that all sorts of forms, human beings is one of those forms, come from, and nothing else. Human beings is just one of the forms of the mind. That's all there is. And as well, and as long as we're experiencing forms, any kind of forms, we're experiencing as human beings. We are conditioned by being in a form of a human being. So real spirituality, real spiritual experience is way beyond that human conditioning. It's when you really go into the emptiness, without any forms, without any mental concepts, without any thoughts, without all that, a complete emptiness that is bright and knowing and totally aware, totally self-aware, but it's empty. It is empty. There are no forms, there are no mental concepts, there are no thoughts, nothing like that whatsoever. This is a pure spiritual experience. And actually, as you are sort of sinking more and more and getting more and more in touch with what is, because pure spirituality is really what is experienced directly. You will be not talking about a spiritual experience, but a spiritual experiencing, because it is just a state of being. You're all the time experiencing directly from the source. And it will be spiritual experiencing opposed to human experiencing as what it is, what we have mostly now, what we experience as human beings. It's just conditioned human experiencing. And a spiritual experiencing or spiritual experience is something way beyond that. Way beyond that. It's got nothing to do with being human or any other form of life for that matter. So if you set yourself on a path, a so-called spiritual path, to understand and experience directly what is, to find out the truth, if you want, about what is, then you will have to go way beyond mental concepts. First, it's good to sort of look around and see and listen to all the people who have already experienced source as is, or what is, as is, directly from all different times of the history of the human race. And then just sort of use some filters that are good for yourself personally, that suit yourself personally, because everybody's got a different approach. Everybody will have a different way towards it. And when you find something that's comfortable, you just need to practice Practice silence, practice emptiness, practice sinking into the emptiness and silence more and more, and go beyond thinking more and more. Spend more and more time daily beyond thoughts. When thoughts are not bothering you anymore, when they are just in the background, just sort of floating around, coming and going, appearing and disappearing, as it all is, appearing and disappearing. Everything that has a form is appearing and disappearing. Nothing lasts. Our impression that it lasts is just our human conditioning, the way that our human mind sort of freezes it, and then our desires sort of fuel it, and then becomes something that is experienced as solid, as a matter, as sort of a physical reality, but that actually is not. Anyway, enough words, as I always say, especially for Sunday afternoon, and take care. Bye-bye.